Hello, and welcome to Sketch a Day Live. It is I, Spencer. How you doing? What's cracking? What's popping? It's been a minute. I've been a little bit busy, as always it seems, but here we are. Let's see. I finally finished my digital sketching guide, so that's what I've been working on. Welcome to Sci-Fi Sunday. We're gonna do some fun stuff today. Had a special request from one of our patrons, Applejacks. Well, channel member technically. Hey, it's Svetlana and Art. It's good to see you. It's been a long time. Hello, hello. And so I'm gonna be doing colored pencils today. That's what I'm gonna be focusing on. So if you have pencils, feel free to follow along. If not, that's cool. You can still hang out. I won't kick you out of the stream. Don't worry. Unless you get crazy. But shout out and thanks to all of you for being patient, especially the patrons and channel members. Thank you for your support and for being a part of this journey. Much appreciated. As a reminder, patrons and channel members do get guides completely free. The digital guide is a bit more this time because it was 167 pages, and not just filler, but actual solid, I hope anyways, content. So if you'd like to check it out, that is available at sketchday.com. I'll give you a little sneak peek of the full thing in a little bit, but definitely pick it up if you are a patron or channel member. It's free. It's a resource for you, and part of a way for me to say thank you for the support and all of that. So much appreciated. That being said, I hope you're happy and healthy this Sunday. I'm gonna keep it tight as I usually do, but I'm gonna do something fun. One of my kids drew this like monster thing, and so there's a smiley face on the back. But I was like, maybe I'll feature your sketch on the stream. So I'm gonna try and turn his little creation into a colored pencil sketch, but I'll talk a little bit about how I use colored pencils, when I use them, but I'm gonna commit to not using any marker at all. So with that, let's get started by warming up. I'll switch over here. Sorry, I'm trying to find my super special paper. There we go. I have these drawing pads all over, so shout out to Strathmore for hooking up the supplies. Much appreciated. I am going to warm up with pens first, and there's this really cool website. I don't know if you've heard of it, Vizcom.co, where you can submit a line sketch and it'll actually like color it up for you. Not color it up, but shade it up for you. It's really cool. If you've never seen it before. Hello, Mohammed Kwok. How's it going? So yeah, hold on just a sec. Gotta respond to a text here. All right. Okay, I feel flustered like I'm all over the place, so apologies. But here we go. Oh, shoot. Oh, yeah, and then I cracked my tooth this weekend, so that was not fun at all. At all. I'm really liking my new overhead setup, though. I did move the camera position. I haven't even sketched on paper in a long time, at least not on stream, so we've been doing a lot of Photoshop. So hopefully you've been enjoying all that, but principles still apply, you know, warming up and all that. So I'm going to warm up with my pen. So I'm just getting the motor function down. I went to the gym this morning, so I'm a little bit, you know, when you go to the gym and you lift weights or you do something physically intensive and then you're like shaking. So it's kind of just to calm my muscles a bit, get in the right mindset. But yeah, good to see you here. Small crowd, but it's all good. It's a little bit earlier. I know at least in the United States. I don't know around the rest of the world what happens, but we just had a time change. So Yeah, we just had a time change. So I know a lot of people are tired, probably just rolling out of bed. And I mean, it's the weekend. Who likes to wake up at, 8 a.m. on a Sunday? Does anyone actually like that? I do. I'm a morning person. I'm very much a morning person. I'm like, go, go, go. It's the morning. Let's go. So for my warm-up sketch, hopefully Applejacks joins. Applejacks is the one who requested the colored pencil demo, so hopefully they join. But I'm gonna do just a quick robot head thingy and show you Vizcom AI, and then I'll do as much as I can on my son's little character here. Should take us about an hour and 15 minutes for the stream, so tune in, drop out. Was it tune in, tune out, drop in? Tune in, drop out, turn on, something like that. Old saying from the 70s. Anyhow, life is good. I hope you're well. And once again, if you haven't checked it out, check out the digital guide. All right, I'm going to start with just a quick, I'll do a pen sketch and overlay, but I wanted to do some sort of, robot head or something just to start. So I'll start with, your typical kind of setup here. Just a couple lines to kind of guide me. And I'll figure out details as I go. No, I'm not drawing Iron Man. It's funny because it's like no matter what you do, someone's like, that looks like this or looks like that. But this is just for me to get some structure going. Humanoid head. Some sort of mock-up here. And so now I can start playing with things like where the position of an optical sensor might be, cutouts. Let's see, what movies did I watch this week? I started watching Invasion on Apple TV. It's been kind of interesting. I watch a lot of TV while I draw and while I do client work, I will admit. So that's where that comes from. All right, trying to see if I can get some interesting line kind of combinations here for this dude. And then I'll do an overlay to kind of clean it up. That's how I like to do it. When in doubt, rough it out, and light till you get it. I'm not really feeling this, so I'm gonna tweak that probably a little bit. It is Sci-Fi Sunday. I like doing sci-fi things. I know I haven't been around for a bit. Like I said, I'll show you why and what that's all about in a little bit as a few more people trickle in here. Hey, Applejacks has joined. What's up, introvert doodles? It's been snowing. It is not snowing here. I think I'll just make this a full shield of some sort. Some sort of full thing. And then I'll just come back a little bit, give this some thickness. That's what I'll do. No snow here. It's been surprisingly warm, actually, for this time of year. It's been really interesting. It's not usually this warm. Climate change, I suppose. You know, opinions differ on the topic, but it is unusually warm here. But I also haven't checked my farmer's almanac. Not that I have one. I kind of like this drop down type thing. We'll see if Vizcom AI picks it up. And I'll show you in real time the tool. I just barely started playing with it. Um, I did a rendering of a car that I had done previously. So I'm curious to see if it'll pick up on, shading for something like this and kind of my design intent or whatever. Yeah, like maybe this whole thing goes back. But I'll do a cleaner line drawing of it and we'll see. We'll see what happens. Alright, so let's do an overlay. Not snowing in New York either. That's good. I haven't been to New York in forever. Pandemic kind of threw a wrench in my travel plans. Once upon a time I used to travel every other weekend basically. Whether for fun or work, but I used to travel a lot. So yeah, I think you missed it, Applejacks, but I'm going to be redoing one of my kids' sketches using pencil. And that'll kind of be my little demo. But if you have any specific questions, let me know. Or were you just curious about kind of my general flow with pencils? So yeah. So the cool thing about doing an overlay is kind of done all the hard work of figuring out, your design already. And so this gives you a chance to, well, not figuring out your design, but the structure of your drawing. So now you kind of have a chance to just do some fun stuff on top. Kind of like that actually. Kind of gives it a mouth without being a mouth. I'm also going to be, well, I don't want to announce anything before I finalize, but I'll just say some exciting things are on the way. So, lots of stuff behind the scenes. Life's been good. Let's add another sensor here. Shout out as always to Paul Sohi for some of the music, but I gotta give myself some credit too because I made some of these. This is one of the songs that I made. Should I make these available to y'all patrons? Do you want the raw audio files? Patrons and channel members. You could submit them to the Google Drive so you have them if you want. If you like this kind of thing, just chill audio. A little bit of line weight here. I'm not sure how Vizcom will actually pick this up, so it'll be interesting to see. Kind of have to experiment with it But so far in my tests, it's been interesting from a time saving standpoint. I can see some potential for some time savings. I know it's going to get confused with some of the hairier lines that I'm sketching in here, but that's just how I like to draw. So I did say y'all. I lived in Texas for a while. I lived in Texas for a while, and so I got used to saying it from time to time. Y'all. Why is my phone blowing up? Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna make some changes here. Like I said, it is Sci-Fi Sunday after all. So why not? Yeah, I have no idea how the app's gonna handle this, but if you've never tried it, it's just vizcom.co. I'll load it up here in a sec, and we'll go from there. But I do have to scan this in, so just bear with me. Bear with me. Yeah, like I'm not even sure how it'll handle shading, so this is all learning. Yeah, we definitely live in an interesting time technology-wise where there's a lot of things like drawing aids that can help us. So whether it's, you know, perspective drawing aids or smoothing or whatever it is in whatever app. Really interesting time to live in. I guess you could say I'm a little bit of an old man when it comes to tech. I never thought I would be, but you know, with drawing, I try to keep it as real as possible. And no judgment on anyone if you do otherwise. But I do see potential in some of these tools, like Vizcom. I'll show you in a sec here. In terms of speeding up the process, because normally I would, you know, take something like this, scan it in, and then after I've scanned it in, you know, jump into Photoshop or whatever. So underlay, overlay. I'm just gonna scan these real quick. Grab a beverage if you want in the meantime while I get this done. Okay, let's see. I'm going to scan. Let's see here. Okay. Why is it not popping up? All right, I have this like sheet scanner thing, so I'm just doing that right now. You don't need to see that on screen. You don't need to see that business. Wait a minute. Okay. All right, so the digital guide, like I said, is available on the Google Drive for patrons. So it is there. And here it is. So, oops. I got it done. Looking fresh and whatnot. 167 or so pages. All right. For you to check out, but covers everything from, you know, how to buy a tablet, deciding how you work, differences that makes, ecosystem hardware, all the stuff that I basically know about digital sketching, right? And experiences I've had. I've tried to compile and put into this guide. So if you are curious, check it out. Again, free for patrons and channel members, absolutely free. Oops, why did I switch? My bad. Free for channel members and patrons, so check that out. All right. Let's see. There's a bunch of demo stuff as well. How do I pull up my thingamajigger here? Whoa. Okay. Got some demos included. But more importantly, the whole point of this is to focus more on process and principles than like specifically how to do the thing, you know, how to do that exact sketch, because I think that's more useful than me telling you exactly how to draw a bicycle or how to draw a helmet or whatever. So just focusing on like approaches to work, tips and tricks and so forth. There are some demos included, but again, they're more focused on principle than they are exactly how to do the thing. All right. So hopefully it is helpful for you. This one's about symmetry. I actually prefer the radial symmetry tool in Sketchbook Pro. I think it's the best of the bunch. So if you are interested in, where's this? There we go. If you are interested in using symmetry, I'd recommend Sketchbook Pro. I have this iron demo. It's really hard to do white or light gray things as a render. The shoe as well, and of course the red car demo. This one's a little bit more advanced. There's a little bit of something for everyone, I think, in there. Even, you know, how I capture a sketch and work with that digitally after doing it on paper. So check that out if you get a chance. Sketchaday.com. Digital guide is available there. If you want a discount, you can use the code 10OFF. 10, that's the number 10, OFF. All right, let's load up Vizcom.ai here. Where's Chrome? Where's Chrome? Why is Chrome closed? Is Chrome even closed? Chrome is not closed. It's weird. I'm not seeing it on my... Oh, there it is. Okay. Totally sound like an old man now. Okay. So Vizcom.co. Whoa. Okay. Let's make sure it's the right website. Vizcom AI tool. Thought it was Vizcom.co. All right, there we go. So I'm gonna log in, and just to make sure you don't steal my identity. Type in my password here. You do have to create an account, and I think there's like credits that you can use. Thanks, Trey. Hopefully you download it, check it out. Okay, let's go to my documents here and scanned files. Why are they not scanned? Did I not scan these? I thought I'd scan them, but I didn't. My bad. All right, cool. So I got my sketches in here, and Let's use this guy. So now I'm going to drag this to, oops. Sorry, don't do that. Don't do that. Why is my Chrome being, did I close Vizcom? Sorry, you're watching me like fumble around on my computer here. Okay, there it is. It was full screen. That's why. All right. So I'm going to drag this into Vizcom. And all I have to do now, so there's like, I haven't even played with all of these settings. Like I'm just going to hit the default stuff and hit render, and you'll kind of see what it does here to tone up the sketch. So pretty quickly, I mean, that's enough for me to say take into, I'm going to play with this levels and see what it does here. Yeah, I don't know what this will do, but let's see. See if it'll adjust here. At the very least, I can, you know, take this image now. And let's see. I swear there's a way to export. Oh, access to 4K exports, new render engines, and more. I'm not going to upgrade. So, oh, there's a slight difference between these two. So it looks like you can play with these settings. So I'm going to play with this some more. Let's make this super bright. Oh, it's updating it live. That's really cool. So I can get even higher contrast if I want out of it. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's go a little darker. You make it more tonal here on the white side. Yeah, because I want it a little lighter on the background. Save. So I'm going to copy this image and see if I can pull it into Photoshop. All right, that was what we were doing last week. So let's create a new file. Can paste that in. So there you go. But a really, really quick way to just to color something up, you know. And as far as cleaning up the background goes, if I want to take some time, I could come in here and clean some stuff up. But in terms of time saving, right, I could even say take my original sketch, which is right here. We can drop this into Photoshop. I'm just using my mouse, by the way, for this stuff. And then switch this to multiply. So now my sketch lines are coming through a little bit. I can play with the opacity of those. And then just for a quick shade, you know, I could take like some warm, and I'm just going to use a gradient here. We'll kind of just hit that, and then under layer, we can play with it, hit something like color, change the opacity, right? And then if you wanted to, on a new layer, it's going to be a bit harder without my brush or without my Wacom enabled, but I do want to show you some things you can do. All right, this is just with the computer mouse. So let's say I just want some warm, cool lighting happening. You know, I can do something like that, and then just play with the blending modes. Go back to color. Let's see. I'm gonna do color. Color works because it just takes the color and applies it to the values of what's selected. And then if I want to just soften it up, we can erase some of that, right? As we go. And again, this is just with the mouse, but I think the tool certainly has some promise in terms of like speeding up workflow, because even to do, oops. Why? Okay, my color looks weird. RGB, why is it CMYK? Image, color mode. Okay, it's fine. This just looked weird. All right, so I was saying, even if I were to color this up, it would take a lot longer, right? So it has promise. Okay, I really need to stop here. But it is fun. It is really fun. But you can kind of see how quickly you can work. And again, it's not a perfect tool, and I don't know that it ever will be perfect. They're consistently improving it and working on stuff. But as far as going from like a quick sketch to having something toned up like this, like that's actually really cool. It's really cool that you can do that. So yeah, check it out. That's Vizcom AI. No, they don't pay me to say any of this stuff. I saw the tool kind of floating around online, and I was like, let me try this out and see how it goes. See what I think about it. All right. So there's one example. You can take pretty much any black and white sketch and do this with. So I'd love to see what you guys do. So feel free to post and share that. Okay. So we had a request from Applejacks. She's like, can you do some colored pencil? I was like, yeah, I can do some colored pencil. So I don't know if you have any specific question, Applejacks. General flow, watching you will inspire me. Okay. So my son did this little monster sketch, and I thought, it'd be kind of fun to, interpret. You've probably seen artists do this online before, but I was like, I'm going to put your sketch on my show, and we'll see if we can interpret something from it. So maybe let's see, how do I do this? I'm going to put a screenshot of his sketch into this frame. Let's see. Nope, not that one. Okay, I'm gonna add an image to my scene here. Give me just a sec. Just so that we have the reference image up. All right. And let's see. All right, boom. So that should be in the video now. All right, so there's his little sketch. I'm gonna move this guy off frame, but this is what we're gonna be doing. Okay. So for my colored pencil, I'm gonna be using toned paper. I think toned paper is nice in a sense that it gives you don't have to like tone the whole thing with your colored pencil. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use the tan though, or if I'm gonna use a different color. So let me see if I have some gray. I know I have some. That is if I can find it. Okay, I found it. I'm running out though. Strathmore, if you're watching, hook me up. Just kidding. It's all good. So I think I'm going to use this grayish tone paper instead of the tan because it'll complement my blues. So apologies in advance. I'm going to be sharpening a lot. These are pencils here. A couple quick things from a product design standpoint, however. One of the things I do... Whoa. Okay, my sharpener was like munching my pencils for a sec. Blending colored pencil. His sketch is perfect. It is. Absolutely. Oh man, I forgot. I broke my tooth, and it's just been not the most fun feeling in the world. So let's say I wanted to do some sort of... I always use this example just because it's fairly simple. In terms of showing the power of pencils here. So even with my pencil lines, and just so you know, again, I'm holding my pencil about halfway up the barrel, right? And this is just so I can see what I'm doing. And then shading with the pencils. Thanks, Tom. Hopefully you grabbed a copy. It's free for you guys that are patrons and channel members, so hope you enjoy that. Who's blowing up my phone? Okay. Anyhow, so if in case you're wondering, this is just a simple utility knife sketch here. So I'll do some details on this side. Like maybe this is a little finger grip thing, and then got our slide here for our blade. But you can do a lot with just pencil, right? So a little bit of a grip there. And now let's get our blade out. I actually designed some utility knives the other day. I had to do that for a client. All right, so there's our blade there and whatnot. Okay, so a couple other things I do when I sketch with pencil is get in the habit of, like I said, holding it lightly, rotating, but also, or not rotating, but holding it lightly halfway of the barrel. But as you draw, and this is hard for me to show, let's see if I can zoom in. Maybe you can see. So if I draw a line, like say here, I'm not going to draw the actual line, but if I drew a line, watch my fingers, rotate, okay, and now the tip is in a different position, and I would draw the next line, rotate slightly, and you can see it on the label of the pencil, rotating. So that's how I tend to draw. And if you pay attention, you'll see that the pencil rotates with each stroke. Why am I doing this? Well, it's annoying to have to constantly sharpen your pencils, okay? And fortunately, I've got a good microphone set up here, so you're probably not hearing it a ton, but if I turn the mic, that's what you'd be hearing the whole time, you know? So it's a little bit annoying. And that's why I like to rotate as I go. Okay, so shading, a couple ways to do that. One is, let's see if I can do two different types of shading here. All right, I think I can. All right, so let's say this is a different material. All right, so one way to shade is just by hatching, like so. And this is more of a product design approach. I'll give a little bit more illustrative pencil when we do the little monster guy. Keep it quick and fresh. So I could do something like this. I feel like my ISO is set a little too high on my camera here, so there we go. So now you can see the pencil a little bit better. So shade with the tip of the pencil, and you'll notice as well, I didn't rotate as much with these strokes, and that's okay because I kind of want the texture there. But if I wanted a crisper line, I would need to rotate after each stroke. All right, but I'm just gonna keep going like this. All right, and then for the outline, just push a little harder on that pencil. Okay, kind of around these corners here. Push a little harder. And you should be able to get something like that. Okay. Now I can tell I need to sharpen again. Hopefully the zooming in is helpful. I can tell I need to sharpen again because the tip here is starting to round off a little bit. So I'm not good at everything. I practice a lot of things, but thank you. Okay, so now I'll flip. Can I get these hash lines in? Yes, I'm using my wrist in this instance, but it's a small area. All right, so right now this is kind of flat. Okay, if I want this to be round, Now this is where I'll use the other type of shading. I could come in and enhance the hatch lines in this area. This takes a long time, but I'll do it just so you can kind of see what this will do with the pencil. Pencil is a very dynamic tool. Okay, see, I just rotated again. If you watch my hands, you'll see that I'm rotating the pencil as I go. And with practice, you'll kind of get to a point where you know when to rotate it. And you can just feel the crispness. Okay, so as I basically enhance the hatching here, I'm creating a bit of a shadow core that is textured. All right, just like this knurl spot might be textured. I'll do a little diagram to explain why I'm rotating as well in just a little bit. So the rotation here, this is a Prismacolor colored pencil. So just a wax-based colored pencil. Great question, Dennis. Thanks for joining. So, okay, I need to back up. Maybe I should do a pencil guide. That would be interesting. With pencil, it's important to have a really good sharpener. So I have a Panasonic Auto Stop sharpener. They don't make them like they used to. I'm just saying, they don't. So I actually have a few that I've collected from eBay, which is one of the places you can find them. They're beautiful mid-mod design pencil sharpeners that are really cool. So the great thing about them is they don't waste your pencil as you're sharpening. They just stop once they reach a certain point. They don't make these like they used to. Okay, so if you buy an X-Acto sharpener or something else, you're going to have a hard time finding. I think I will do a pencil guide. You're going to have a hard time finding a sharpener like that. So then the other thing is the tip of the pencil. If you think about it, if you were to zoom in and look at the tip of the pencil, it looks something like this, right? Or whatever the shape of your pencil is. So as I'm drawing on this paper, let's say I go this way, okay? The tip of my pencil is going to get sloughed off a little bit, and that introduces a dull spot. So rotating my pencil effectively positions this dull spot, right? So if this is 1, this is 2, positions that dull spot to where I now have a sharp point coming into contact with the paper. So it saves you time in sharpening up to a point, no pun intended, because at some point you're going to have to sharpen again. All right. Some people like to sharpen both ends of their pencils as well. If you're doing product sketching, for example, I don't do that very often, but sometimes I do. You can also get holders that'll extend the life of your pencil because you need to have some room to hold the pencil as you draw. There's also that. All right, so let's just continue doing this, and you can kind of see here, now I have a little area for toning to give this a round feel. So this is time consuming, but we're gonna add a little bit of sauce to this to help it really pop in just a sec. All right, and I'll just come the other way. Can I do that? Fade out. Don't be like me and make mistakes, but try and follow your previous lines. To get darker lines, you just push it a little bit harder on the pencil. Right, and it just takes practice. How much you push on the pencil will give you a certain width of line, a certain darkness, intensity if you want to keep darkening it up. Also, using the pencil in the same spot over and over will give you that darkness that you're after. All right, we got 2 votes for a pencil guide. It'll probably be a short one. Definitely not as involved as the digital. The digital was hard because I was covering basically principles and concepts that had to span multiple apps. Okay, so now I'm going to flip the pencil on the side, and I can kind of shade a little bit in here, right? So now this edge has a little bit of tonal variation to it. right? And you're almost creating that texture in your drawing. All right. Sharpener looks like something you had in elementary school. Did you look it up on eBay? All right, so on the side, you kind of hit here, and you get these nice gradient strokes with the pencils, so it kind of shows off, shininess. Sometimes the tip of your pencil will break. All right, so just be aware of that. It's gonna happen. Happens to the best of us. There's nothing you can do about it. With some pencils too, if you find that you're sharpening them, I don't want to give it all away. I'm gonna make a guide. There's some little tricks you can do to extend the life of your pencil. For example, if it's a wax based pencil, I'm not gonna give it all away here, but all right. So now I'm gonna enhance the spot and use my shading trick. Kind of bring that into the side. Enhance our line weight. Notice my hand is away from the drawing as much as possible. Okay, that's because, hey, Codeplay. That's because I don't want to smudge my drawing. You could okay, a little bit of shading here. Sorry, I got a little distracted. You could wear a glove. Some people wear gloves while working with pencil. Kind of helps minimize your smudging. Or you can just draw with a long enough pencil and it gives you enough room. See, I broke my tip there twice, but it's okay. It's because I'm pressing a little harder on this section. The other thing too is you can get like a little brush to brush off your chips, if you will. You can get a little brush to brush off your chips so that those chips don't like smudge. All right, so if you're trying to work real clean, if you are messy, I tend to be messy sometimes. So if you are messy, you can always scan and clean it up and print. You just don't get the benefit of it being, 100% natural or whatever. All right, so let's tighten up our slider here. Gonna shade that in. All right, some sort of logo or whatever on the side. If you need that, you don't need to. I like to throw them in there. And that's it. All right. So from a product perspective, this is kind of how I use my pencils. You have to work in a way that anticipates. So like for example, if I wanted there to be more of an edge here, I might come in and shade like this and then darken up this midsection just a little bit. Like so. And then right here, start to transition a little darker. And so that's going to give me a bit more depth as I go. So now I've kind of defined that detail a bit more. All right. So there's little things like that you can do with your pencil. I can even go a little darker here along this edge to kind of you know, communicate the three-dimensionality a bit more through here, like so. You can always squint and look at your pencil drawing. Squinting actually helps your eyes. This is something I learned from my dad actually. When he was teaching me to draw, he would paint in his spare time. But squinting actually helps you reduce the visual complexity of what you see. It looks weird, but it's, you know, you kind of squint and look at your drawing. But in doing so, it helps you reduce the visual complexity so that you can see the values and the tones of what you're doing. So if you find yourself like spending a long time on a drawing, it's always a good idea to just squint a little bit, take a look, and it'll tell you where you need more value, where you need more contrast in your drawing. If something's not reading very well, for example, kind of tell you where to put some additional values. All right. So on to our little monster dude. If you're wondering why that thing is up on the side of the screen, that's a sketch that my kid did. As Introvert Doodle said, it doesn't need any changing. It's perfect. So I'm not critiquing his drawing per se, because it is sweet and it's very cool. But that little monster on the left is a drawing my kid did. So I'm gonna start with a lead pencil to give myself a little bit of a guide. You could also use like a light gray marker if you wanted, but I thought I'd keep it all pencil since today's the pencil show, pencil sci-fi show. All right. So this guy looks really happy. Or is he happy or is he screaming? I can't quite tell. And do we want to go cute or do we want to go menacing? Maybe I'll take a minute and take some votes. Should we do cute or menacing? Cute or scary? What are we going to do? Man, it's been a while since I've made music. I want to make some more soon. So yeah, here's a link to the... Okay, if you are a channel member or Patreon, you do get this for free, so don't worry about it. But if you're curious about the digital guide and you want to check it out, that's a good place to go. I've also got a marker guide and a pen and ink guide as well that you can check out. So digital guide is on sale for now. That'll be going up soon. So menacing. Okay, Applejack's votes for menacing. I mean, it could be cute and menacing. Right? All right. So I think what's distinctive here, to me anyways, are these horns. All right, so I'm going to start by kind of sketching out these horns. I think they're horns, or maybe it's just the whole head shape of the head. But it does have little beady eyes. Menacing could be just be having a brow that's furrowed. I think I'm going to make the mouth... Do you want to make the mouth big, though? Yeah, let's make the mouth big. I don't know where my eraser is, though, unfortunately. I need to find that. Okay, I'm going to give him like a belly. Just plan on some teeth here. And this monster has teeth that just wrap all the way around. And he'll have short, cute legs. This is a little monster butt. It's the monster butt right there. Sorry, you guys probably can't see very well, but that's okay. We'll keep going. All right. the hands go up. Yeah, let's have the hands go up. And I can't tell if the hands have any like fingers or anything, so I'm just gonna keep them as these like nubs, these nubbins. Hand nubbins. Maybe there's a split toe, but we'll keep. Yeah, maybe there's some split on the toe. But we'll keep the hand nubbins. Yeah, I keep losing my eraser, so hopefully I have it here. Please. This really cool eraser from Sakura. They hooked me up. So I hope I can find it. I always lose it. Now, Applejacks, do you want to see marker and pencil or just the whole thing in pencil? What dost thou desire? The perks of being a patron. You get to direct the show sometimes. Oh, let's see. I can't find this. Oh, well. Okay, so I got my little dude here. I think I'm going to have to crank the ISO up again. So you can kind of see. Trey's got 30 erasers all over the place. My life is all over the place. I think I just found it, though. Yes, I just found it. Okay, so it's just so I can erase some of the outside stuff here. Just clean up a little bit. Okay. So these are the colors I have. I don't have perhaps the perfect blue for this guy. So I'm going to try and mix a bunch of stuff. I know there were some questions about blending and how I do that. The most important thing you want to do, I think, is work light until you get it right. Okay? I say that all the time, but it is true. You want to work light till you get it right. So things like your... I'm always out of white pencils. And I keep telling myself I need to buy some, and then I don't. Bad Spencer. So all I have is this little nubby one. And I will need my white pencil. So I got a bunch of blues here. Right? Not exactly the right color, but we'll make it work. Why is this thing out of focus? Okay. Whoa. Whoa. There we go. Okay. You stay right there. You stay right there. I'm going to sharpen these up. In the meantime, thanks for joining me. I'm Spencer. I like drawing. This is Sketch a Day Live on Sunday. I'm redrawing one of my son's drawings. A little monster dude. We went with cute and menacing. So we're doing a combination of both here. I think I can, yeah, just have these like ridges leading up to our horns. The whole thing is blue though, so the horns are going to be blue. I have blue horns here. It's got his little belly and monster butt. Rawr. Okay, I'm not sure about the belly though. Looks like he's kind of blocked off at the bottom. So let's get some of that gesture in that he has. All my shapes are so round. So let's see if we can get a little gesture in here. I don't usually break from my forms, but why not mix it up? All right, so there's our little guy. Good to meet you too, Trey. But you've been here a long time. Okay, so light till you get it right. Start light. I think I'm gonna start with either this electric blue or this non-photo. I think I'm gonna start with the electric blue here. And in terms of lighting, right, I tend to like to pick a single light source with some like light on the side. So I'm just gonna take this and just start shading. All right, it's literally just starting to fill in here. Your dark spots are gonna be darker, obviously, but work light. The nice thing about these pencils, I've heard these aren't the best colored pencils. So if I'm gonna do the pencil guide, I'm gonna have to try out a few different pencils. Someone recommended Faber-Castell. I forgot the kind, but there's a certain Faber-Castell pencil. Anyhow, you can use the paper tone to your advantage. Did I grab the wrong sheet of paper? Okay, I think I might have, but all right. Sorry, I'm trying to just think of shapes here and how I want this leg to be. So I'm just gonna shade this in lightly for now. Clean this up a little bit. All right, how am I doing on time? I think I'm okay. I think I'm right at about an hour. So I'll just go a little bit here and see how far we can go. All right, so kind of just a base tone here. If there's any spots you want to leave white or light, just go really light on those. Like I know I'm gonna have highlights on these little ridges, so I'm intentionally leaving some spots open. I'm trying to remember if I think the direction of your shading matters a little bit. So if you're trying to do just a general shade, you know, where it kind of blends, just keep the pencil kind of going in a few different directions and it should feel more blended. So in this case, I'm not really rotating the pencil as much or even trying to. All right, not shading all the way to the edge here because again, lighting and such. Shadow core all the way up. Maybe I should have done something smaller. This is like a huge drawing. My hands are getting tired already. The reason I asked about marker and pencil is that if you have a marker that's a close tone to the pencil, you can kind of lay that down as a base layer and then use your pencil on top of that. So what I'm doing here is essentially creating the base layer with the pencil. So that's just the difference. All right, I know my teeth are going to be black, whatever. Or I might use like a deep purple for that part. Also leaving a little room here for some leg lighting. All right, so this was electric blue. Let's see, let's go with true blue. Should try that. Oh, yeah. All right, so now I can kind of come in and start to shade in a bit more here. All right, and each of these nubbins, I'm thinking about the 3D geometry. Nubbins. I probably shouldn't have gone this dark right there, but I think I can fix it. The reason I say that is I want to use a different blue. So the pencil is actually being transferred onto the paper. That's how it works. So we're like sloughing off bits of the wax. And so when you can see the texture of the paper coming through, that's almost like an indication of how much you can fill in. So if it's completely filled, it's a bit harder for me to come in and, you know, make it a little bit darker. So that's why I'm trying to be a bit more careful on these lighter areas, for example. These creases I can kind of shade in though. This is definitely not going to take 10 minutes, but we'll go as much as we can. I guess theoretically you could also airbrush as a base tone. You could also airbrush. Gotta rest the fingers. It's like a lot of work to do all this shading. Oh shoot. Totally forgot. I want to have some paper behind my paper so that I'm not picking up all the texture of the drawing surface so much. It's also another thing to watch out for, which is why I totally should do a pencil guide. So it'll help me remember all these things. I had to use pencils a lot when I was doing car design for a bit, so I learned a lot then. I don't do a ton of like illustration with pencil. I did some commissions of like shoes for a bit, you know, sneakerheads like shoes. So I was kind of drawing shoes for people that wanted them, and I would use a lot of pencil in those. So yeah, you just kind of have to work it. Throw your thing down, flip it, and reverse it. Yes, yes. You got a big pencil. Let me search it. Just kidding. I'll stop right there. Missy Elliott. And then blending. So with blending, I know this monster has, you know, one color because that's what my kid did. It's like one primary color for this guy. But it's just a matter of like going light and then going more intense as you go. And varying your pressure. So how hard you push is, you know, how much pigment is going to be on the paper. Because again, you're literally sloughing off the pencil as you go. And there's a couple shading things you learn from figure drawing, like you want to have your coarse shadows not exactly to the end, so it's also something I could explain in a guide. Things like lighting and shading with your pencils. So yeah, I think I will. All right, resting my hand. A little stretch here. Isn't that supposed to be a furry monster? I don't know. I'm interpreting it however I want, and I chose not to make it furry, so I guess I should have asked him. Is it furry? What does it eat? Okay, so now this blue is a little different, but I'm using it to kind of bump up my shadows here. Kind of keep building. This is an exercise in patience, I'll tell you what. Alright, so kind of just blending here, and like I said, you know, squint and look at your drawing if you need to. It's going to tell you where you need more contrast or if you need to fill something in. Rotate your page if you need to. So now I'm going to take some of these pencil lines that I had, and right where I know there's a little bit of a crease, I'll kind of extend those a bit. So this is why I said I shouldn't have shaded in here immediately, just because I wanted to use a darker blue for the shadow portion, because the head's gonna cast a little bit of a shadow here. So let's just shade over this whole section. I think this is the darkest blue, but I'm not entirely sure. I might add some purple to this. I might. Ooh, hands getting tired. Like I said, I don't shade like this quite often. I used to go to a coffee shop every day when I first quit my job, and I was trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to do next? You know, this was before I was streaming as much and stuff. And there was this woman who would go to the coffee shop every day, and she would sit there and just do these very elaborate pencil drawings, and I was always impressed. It's just like, wow. But I watched her a lot. I don't mean like in a creepy way. Watched the pencil work, and was able to learn some things. So you can always watch people and learn, no matter what stage you feel like you're in. You know, you're not above it all. You can always learn. It's like, did I lose my blue pencil? I did. Do I keep my drawings or do I throw them away? I keep them. I used to sell them as well, but no one's really buying my sketches. So I just do this for fun. But I do keep them. I have 2 IKEA flat file thingies that I use. So I keep them. Sketches are available to patrons and channel members. There's a Google Drive link. If you don't have the link and you're a patron or channel member, hit me up and I'll hook you up with that. But there is a link available where I scan and share all those sketches as well. I wonder if I have a deeper blue than these. These colored pencils are one of the spoils. of my divorce. Okay, I said I might add some. Yeah, I don't have a deeper blue, I don't think. I do have periwinkle, but that's not very deep blue. And I don't think. I mean, I might. I don't think I have any indigo blue pencils. I used to have a ton. Oh well. We'll make it work. Alright, so keep working on the shadow core here. So notice I'm going like really heavy, and then I just lighten up at these areas of transition because how do I get into this? I mean, you can always look up videos on lighting and how I kind of explain lighting, but you know, there's probably some light coming from behind this guy, so I don't want to have the edge of the monster be the darkest bit, particularly as it is rounding this corner bit. So that's why I have the shadow core here. And I'll continue to wrap that up. A little lighter toward the top, and then we're going to have like a new shadow core here effectively. And then I'll just blend that out. Man, this is a workout, Applejacks. Hope you know that. Just like consistently going back and forth here with the pencil. I mean, I did pick redoing the monster, so I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying it's a workout. So effectively, I have like 3 pencils I'm using. This one's a Copenhagen blue, and I have electric blue, and this one's called True Blue. And just kind of blending back and forth, little strokes, light strokes, varying pressure, and so forth to kind of get this to start to pop. But I do need to wrap up. So maybe I'll continue this one next time if that's cool. Cause I got stuff I gotta do. Maybe I'll just shade around the eyes here. Finish some of the head. So now you see why I don't shade with pencil or color with pencils a lot. It takes forever. I mean, you can get some beautiful effects and blending going on, but man, it takes forever. All right, let's see. Do I have a deep purple? Just getting the eyes in here. Yeah, I really need that indigo blue. I don't think I have one. Unfortunately. Yeah, maybe I'll go to the art store between now and the next stream, and I can get that deeper blue. I just need like one more shade of blue darker for some of these areas, and I should be good. Yeah, I need one more shade darker for sure. I can tell. And again, you can tell by just squinting at your work if you have enough contrast or not. Just trying to get a little shadow here under the chin. But yeah, most of my drawings I keep. Some of them I don't. You know, particularly if they are just like practice drawings. But if I take a long time on something, I'll usually keep it. Or if I feel like it's indicative of me getting better at something, I'll keep that as kind of just a marker in time, if you will, to say, yeah, you're getting better. I actually think one of the things you can do for yourself if you're learning to draw is keeping track of your progress and your sketches so that you can look back and say, yeah, I actually got better. Now, is it embarrassing? Potentially. But I still have my sketches from college. You know, I look at them as, again, just a record of like progress I've made. All right, so I'm going to call it good for today, but we'll revisit this next time and I'll try and finish it up. So some things I'm going to do is I'm going to add, and I can show you a little bit, I'm going to add white to certain parts. of the sketch, and that's going to help parts of this pop, like the teeth and the eyes, and maybe even some rim light on the side of our little guy here. So all these little things are going to help him pop, be his best self. All right, and we'll just keep blending, making it happen. I guess I forgot about this leg here. So yeah, just remember light is dynamic, and shading things that are completely flat, it's really not the way to kind of make things pop. So think about your light, how it might be moving, and then that's going to help guide where you put your pencil strokes and so on. Okay. And it's better to work light till you get it right than it is to like just go all in. Unless you're fairly certain and you know for sure where you want to put things, it's always better to work light till it's right. All right, and with that, I'm going to push pause. Thanks for watching. Hang out. I got stuffs to do today, so can't hang out forever. But much love and appreciation to you as always. Thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out the digital guide if you did. Again, patrons and YouTube channel members do receive the guide for free. So take some time. If you have any feedback, suggestions, whatnot, let me know. I think I got most, if not all, of the grammatical errors this time. So fortunately, it's digital, and that's one of the reasons I'm waiting to print as well. I just want to make sure I get all the bugs and kinks out. So if you see something, let me know. But otherwise, enjoy the guide and enjoy your Sunday. All right. Remember, passion is the process. If you want to get better, it's a good idea to take some time to sit with someone, teach them how to do what you're doing, and that'll help them and it will help you in the long run. So take care, much love, and I'll see you next time right here on Sketch A Day. Peace.